Hello, this is Patrick and Paulina coming at you with another video of our Kia Sportage 2023 SX Prestige. What I want to share with you today is I want to share with you how we bought the Kia Sportage. It took a lot of work. We bought our Kia Sportage back in October of 2022, and it was a 2023. We love it. Please, if you want to see the car, check out all the other videos in our channels. On our channel, we think that it has great features, but today I want to break down the numbers, and I want you, the viewer, help me understand, did I do the right negotiating? Did I do the right purchase, settle on a good number? Did I do the right financing? So they're very important things. Stay tuned if you're thinking about buying a Kia or you're thinking about purchasing a new car and you haven't financed the car yet, because we're going to go over what I did. Full disclaimer, I am not a financial expert. I'm not a car expert. I'm just a guy, and with Paulina and me, we love sharing the car, and I want to break down the numbers for you. So as an introduction to the Kia Sportage 2023, across the board, all the 2023 Kias, it's really, they're in high demand right now. Kia initiated a logo rebrand. They brought a whole lot of new looks to their vehicles for their 2023 versions across the board. So just to frame this for you, we bought our Kia Sportage in October of 2022. So this was very early on in the process, and there were not a lot of Kias on the market. Most of the Kias that you see at the dealerships are just the base model, but we wanted the extra bells and whistles. So we were looking specifically for the SX Prestige. And that's quite difficult because there's really not a lot out there. If you want an SX Prestige, you might have to wait. A dealer might put you on a waiting list. So we were living in southern Arizona, and we were checking out dealerships. Now, where we were living, small Sierra Vista, Arizona, we have a Kia dealership there. However, in a lot of these small cities or small towns, the dealerships maybe they'll only get the base models. Small town, you'll probably get the best pricing there. They'll probably charge the least above the MSRP of the vehicle. But we found that in a smaller kind of city, we didn't have access. They didn't have the vehicles that we wanted. The Kia, to go over the different trims with you, the base trim is the Kia Sportage LX. And as you go up, above the LX is the EX, then the SX, then the SX Prestige, and then you have several other trims for all-wheel drive and hybrid as well. So there's a few different trims, and in a small city, we didn't find the trim that we wanted. So we were shopping around, and the first thing, if you want to buy a car, I would recommend researching what kind of trim you want. It's not every day you buy a car. We wanted a specific color of a specific trim, so we spent so much time on the phone talking to dealerships. In Tucson, Arizona, there's two Kia dealerships, two Hyundai dealerships, calling dealerships all the way up in Phoenix, Arizona. They've got a million dealerships up there, and we were constantly on the phone seeing what kind of stocks, which Kias did they have, in which colors, in which trims. So we spent a significant amount of time doing that. And what we found is, we found that in, the largest cities, in the Phoenix area, a lot of dealers would want to charge above the MSRP. I mean, we're talking like maybe $3,000 to $5,000 above the MSRP. And that's something that we weren't comfortable with because we know we could get a better deal closer to the base MSRP. So if you're shopping for a car, always know the MSRP, and we're gonna break down what we paid in taxes and fees. So Phoenix, the Phoenix area was very expensive. So we found a great middle ground in the Tucson, Arizona area. It's a mid-sized city. It's a great city, great weather there. We loved it. But we managed to find what we believe to be a decently priced Kia Sportage in the color and trim that we wanted. That is the SX Prestige. So, in review, Kia has high demand. We wanted to get the highest trim, and right now we are going to break down the numbers for you. So, if you want to buy a car, for example, a Kia, just expect that when you reach a dealer, you might have to wait on it. There were no dealers with a Kia with a Kia Sportage SX Prestige that were ready to sell us and we would drive off the lot with. So that situation may have changed as now we're in July going into August of 2023. They're probably more accessible, but we were on a waiting list for about a month or so waiting to get our car. So in the meantime, we looked at the numbers. They seemed reasonable, and we put down a $1,000 deposit, which I have the receipt for here. So it sounds weird, I gave my credit card information to the dealer over the phone. I'm not normally comfortable with doing that, but it is what it is. We put a $1,000 deposit down on the credit card, and we saw the numbers. So now is the time. I will show you the numbers. We'll put this up as a screenshot on the screen for you. And I want you as the viewer to tell me, did we get ripped off or does it sound like a fair deal? So, starting here on the screen. On the left-hand side, it's going to have our price breakdown. So first, we have MSRP. Now this is a Kia Sportage SX Prestige MSRP. A lot of times online now you'll see, hey, Kia Sportages start from $26,000, and hey, that's awesome. It's an extremely affordable car. The Kia Sportage LX starts at right now it starts at $26,000, which is great. But like I said, we really wanted the Kia with the bells and whistles. So our MSRP started at $36,195, so about $36,000. Right now on the market, the starting MSRP for the SX Prestige is about just under $34,000. So several months have gone by. Rumors of the 2024 Kia Sportage are coming out now, so the MSRP has went down about $2,000 to $3,000 since then. Now, moving on. We received a $100 discount that was from the dealer and a $300 rebate. So combined, we received a rebate for me as a military status. If you're a military member, that's something that a lot of dealers love. You'd be surprised. A lot of dealers love to jump at, giving you a discount if you're a military member. Oftentimes you'll get a rebate for $300 or $500 or $200 or something. So, it's great. And I don't know if this is true. Let me know in the comments. But I believe that a lot of dealers like to do this because as a military member, if we provide military documentation to that state's DMV or, Department of Motor Vehicles, then they will discount the licensing fees because we're military, because most likely we're stationed in that state, and they'll discount that. Now, we don't see that. I don't see that up front on this sheet, but I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, that's something that dealers do is, they could be comfortable with giving us a rebate, but it might be a little cheaper with a discount on the backside with the DMV with licensing and registration fees. Other than that, a $100 discount. That was just for some inconvenience. We got the car a little later than expected. The dealer was able to throw that in. So that brings us the sales price, $35,795, $35,000. Now, total financed aftermarkets. this is the dealer's bump up from the MSRP. So we have $1,752. I didn't really get an explanation for that from the dealer, but you know what? We decided that with the current market, with the markups of, $3 to $5 grand up in Phoenix, Arizona, an add-on of just $1,700 seemed pretty reasonable for us for a brand new Kia Sportage SX Prestige. So total difference, that brings us up to $37,500. Now, we had no trade-in, so we stay at $37,500. And here we get all the fun fees that you never see on the websites or after MSRP. So doc fee, $500. State and local tax, $3,200. Even for Arizona, we're paying these taxes. Licensing fees, $585. So that brings us to our total cash price of, final price, drum roll please, $41,897.97. So, wow. Buying a Kia Sportage or any Kia, for $42,000, that might be unexpected for some people that don't drive Kias. I totally understand that. Kia is it's a moderate brand. It's by no means a luxury brand, but we wanted this car because of the features and the look and the feel of it. It was the right car for us, and we're really happy with it. So not everyone would be, satisfied with this price, or maybe it would fit in their budget, but we felt that the Kia Sportage SX Prestige 2023 offered luxury type features that, if you were to upgrade to, a BMW or an Audi, or, you would be, for the same features, you would be paying $20,000 or $30,000 more on that. I mean, those 2023 base models start off at, even could be $10,000 more than a Kia Sportage, model that has a lot of the cool features that we have. Okay, so that brings us now to the cash down. So I put $1,000 down. Now the subtotal is $40,897.97. Now I go to the dealership for all these service agreements, maintenance agreements, gap insurance, other warranties. So the Kia car comes with wonderful manufacturer's warranties. I don't remember this off the top of my head, but I believe it is 3 years and 36,000 miles for all kinds of electronics. I believe 5 or 6 years and 60,000 miles for anything related to the engine. And then 10 years, 100,000 miles for anything related to, I believe it was the transmission. So I don't have that off the top of my head, but I decided to not take any of the dealer's gap insurance or extended warranty on that. So far, we have about 9,000 miles on the Kia. It runs wonderful. We haven't had any problems with it. So, knock on wood for that, but we've been happy. We did not feel the need to take any of their offers on that. So now, what do you do when you're waiting for the car? You think about financing. So this section will be about how I chose the finance. Now, I made a deal first with a dealership to buy the car. I don't have $42,000 sitting around in my bank account, nor do I want to buy a car in cash. So I financed the car. And if you've never financed a vehicle, then I will share with you my experience. So the first vehicle that I ever tried to finance, it was a used Jeep, 2016 Jeep Patriot. I love the car. It's sold now, but I went to the bank. I was a young kid, not a young kid. I was 22, 23 years old. I didn't have any credit at all, no previous credit usage, no credit cards, independent spending on my own. I was a kid. I was a kid throughout all of college, didn't have, just using like a debit card on everything, swiping a debit card on everything, thought everything was going to be fine. I banked with USAA, and I'm thinking they're probably going to pull through for me. We have a good relationship. And guess what? For financing a used Jeep, USAA offered me a 14.5% interest rate on a loan for about $10,000. Here's the music, wah wah. That was awful. I mean, that is so ridiculous. So if you're watching this and you're in the military, you start off, you think USAA for the soldiers and everything. Believe me, I love their, they have decent banking services and everything. They have some features, but hey, they are a bank. They make money, and they can be predatory with their loans, especially for some young privates getting, a 15% loan, 15% interest rate. So if you find yourself in a situation where you want to finance a car, it is extremely, extremely important to build your credit profile. Apply for credit cards, make purchases, pay your statement off in full every single month. These things will build your credit and will save you the big bucks in the long run when you're looking to finance a vehicle. The solution in that case, if you do get a bad deal, if you get a 14% interest rate, I could have tried to get a loan from a different bank, which I probably would have been the same thing. I didn't have any credit built up. So I got a co-signer, which was my father. So he helped me out. He co-signed for the vehicle. That means he's on the hook now for any missed payments or late payments, and that brought the interest rate down significantly. So that was my experience. Since then, I've built up my credit. I've paid off that first auto loan. I have credit now. We're in October of 2022. The interest rate situation has started to go up in America. Now, you could get a car before for, low 3%. Some people even if you had good credit, 2.9%, 3% flat. It was a wild time in America around 2020. Interest rates were so low. It was great. Now, October 2022, interest rates had started to hike up. So I went to USAA to get about a $39,000 loan for this Kia Sportage, and they offered me it was about a 4.6% interest rate for a $38,000 loan. And if you're watching this in 2023, you might be saying, oh, wow, that sounds great. Interest rates are way up now. But at the time, I knew I could do better. So if you are thinking about financing a car, one tip that I would recommend you is if you apply for a loan through a bank, I recommend going through banks and credit unions. I feel like they offer the most competitive rates. I haven't gone through a dealer's financing before. I've heard good things. I've heard bad things about their financing. But I decided to try to go through banks. So USAA gave me a 4.6%. If someone gives you a loan, a bank or a credit union, and the interest rate is not what you want, you can ask for a better interest rate. You can stay on the phone. You can ask to talk to a supervisor. You can ask to talk to someone higher than that. You as the consumer, as the client,
Oh, shit.
Oh, it turned off?
Oh, it's going.
It's going? Okay.
Yeah, you as a consumer.
Okay, you as the consumer, you're a hot commodity. These banks and credit unions, they want to do business with you. They want your money. So by all means, stay on the line, and you can ask the supervisor for a better rate. Just ask them, because you can tell them that you want a more competitive rate, and that might save you a half a percentage point of interest. But in the long run, hey, that might be a few $100s. That might be $1,000 down the line. So I did that. I didn't get the result that I wanted with USAA. So I turned to Service Credit Union, Service Federal Credit Union. I have a pre-existing relationship with them, and they came through with a good loan. So they approved my loan here. I'll show you the screenshot. If you don't know what it's like to get a loan, you call them. It'll deal with, you give them your social security number, your date of birth, you talk to them on the phone, you tell them the kind of car that you want, how long you want the loan to be. Sometimes you can negotiate the length of the loan, but I was approved for a 3.74% interest rate for a 63-month loan. Now, I wanted a 48-month loan. I would recommend not going low. I think 48 months is a pretty sweet spot by having moderate payments and not paying so much in interest in the long run. But I was extremely happy with this. So I will show you the conditional approval letter. And this is, monthly payments of $681.96 a month at 3.74% interest over 63 months, so 5 years and 3 months. And in the fine print, that is considering I have a relationship with Service Federal Credit Union, and I do a direct deposit into their checking account. So I use them they have a decent high interest savings account, and I put money into the checking account there that gives me that little extra discount to bring it down to 3.74%. So as I talk to you now in 2023, I still get emails from Service Federal Credit Union, and the lowest that they will go on a base offer now, and I will show you that. I believe I have it. My computer is freezing up right now, but the way interest rates are now, they could offer a 6.5% or anywhere from 6 to 7% interest rate on the loan. So that is we obviously live in a very different world. So if you're looking to buy a new car or a new house now, just bear in mind that interest rates are not what they were several years ago. So that concludes my breakdown of buying and financing our Kia Sportage. So I want you, the viewer, to tell me, did I get swindled? Did I make a good deal? Overall, I feel like that should I have negotiated the price even more? It was $1,700 above the MSRP. In my defense, I was feeling that, these Kia Sportages, if I want to negotiate and be a hassle, then there's probably a whole line of other people ready to buy. So, with a new car, I feel like I didn't have much ground to negotiate, so I accepted the price with a few discounts and rebates. So tell me in the comments, viewers, did I get swindled? Did I make a good deal? How's my financing? Yeah, and that's all I have. So please, the lights turned off, so I guess now it's time for me to go. Okay, have a good day.